Hey guys, it's Emily, and today I'm back with another TBR. So I've decided to change the format of my monthly TBRs a bit and start doing bi-monthly TBRs. I was actually quite successful with my summer TBR. I ended up reading 11 out of the 17 books that I had set out for myself, and so I thought that we would try to repeat the experience by adopting a similar format for the months of September and October. Now, I don't know about you guys, but fall basically begins on September 1st. Like for me in my book, September 1st means it's the official beginning of fall. And so this TBR is essentially going to be my fall reading list. I have quite the list. I think I have 20 books that I would like to read within the next 2 months. I think that's realistic, but also maybe pushing it a little bit. I am feeling very inspired and motivated to read right now, but I also know that my schedule is going to be getting quite hectic within the next couple of weeks, so I don't know how much time I'm actually going to be able to get for reading. But still, I thought we would set this little mood TBR together. I have actually already compiled the TBR, so it's a little bit different from the other TBR videos that I've done in the past, but I thought that for this one we would just chill out, sit back, relax, and talk about some of the books that I want to read within the next few weeks. So the first book on my list is A Lesson in Vengeance by Victoria Lee. So I believe this came out last year and I had actually already started reading it at the time. Oh, I actually found a bookmark, so yes, I had tried reading it last year. This is said to be a dark academia sapphic witchy book set at a boarding school that is haunted. So I don't know about you guys, but this checks all of the boxes for me. I am quite excited. Another book that I would really like to get to is A Murder Most Unladylike by Robin Stevens. So this is a middle grade mystery. I'm not too sure what it is about per se. I think it's about two girls who decide to set up a detective agency at their school, and I think the first crime that they'll solve together is the disappearance of someone who works at the school. This is the first book in a very long series of middle grade mysteries, and I have a soft spot for middle grade mysteries, and so I have really high hopes for this one. This one came in recommended by Gavin over at How to Train Your Gavin, and I know I can trust Gavin when it comes to middle grade recommendations, so I am quite eager to get to this one. I would also love to read The Bookshop on the Shore by Jenny Colgan. So this one is a recommendation from Desi over at Darling Desi. I remember her recommending it during one of her cozy autumn recommendation videos that she did, and it was actually what pushed me to read the first book in the series, which is The Bookshop on the Corner. This one made it to my list of favorite books of 2020, and I've been meaning to read the rest of the series. I believe they're all companion novels, but I believe Desi said that this one is the one that has the most fall vibes because there's like a Halloween party at one point. It takes place during the fall season. The Bookshop on the Corner was very cozy because it's set in Scotland, but it didn't have the fall setting that this one has, so I am quite looking forward to reading this. I think it's going to be the perfect cozy read. So I was initially going to add The Hawthorne Legacy by Jennifer Lynn Barnes on my list. It is the sequel to the Inheritance games, but I just finished it today. Like literally as I'm filming this video, I finished it a couple of minutes ago. So it is technically still on my TBR because I read this during the month of September, but I have finished it since then. So I'm also going to add The Final Gambit, which is the final book in the trilogy. I love this series. I think it is such a great like cozy mystery that involves like puzzles and whatnot. I really enjoy what the author has done with the series, so I am quite looking forward to reading the final book in the trilogy, which just came out. Go read it if you haven't already, but I am quite excited to read the final book to see how it all turns out to be, because I am quite curious to see how all the pieces of the puzzle fit together. Like we still don't have the answer to the question that was asked, I guess, at the beginning of the series, which is why did Avery inherit such a large sum of money? Like, why did she become the heiress to Tobias Hawthorne? We still don't have the answer to that question, so I am quite looking forward to seeing what the author has in store for this grand reveal. I also wanted to add in a couple of new releases, like books that are coming out within the next couple of weeks. I think most of the ones that are on my list are coming out in October, but I think there's one that comes out at the end of September. So let me just go quickly through the list. So first we have The Arctic Railway Assassin by Sam Setchman and M.G. Leonard. This is book number 6, I think, in the Adventures on Train series. You guys know I love this middle grade mystery series. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, you absolutely should. The series is incredible. I don't really know what's in store for this one. I know it takes place in the Arctic region from the title, and there's an assassin, but I am always so excited to continue the series and I'm always looking forward to reading the new installments, so I am sure this one will not disappoint. The next book on my list is a tentative maybe, because when I ordered it from Blackwell's, when I placed my pre-order, it said that it was coming out this year, but seeing it on Goodreads, it appears that it may come out next year, and that's Silverborn by Jessica Townsend. This is book 4 in the Morgan Crow series. So listen, I don't really know if Blackwell's is making a mistake or if it's just coming out early at Blackwell's. Like, I don't know. I just know that my pre-order said that it was coming out this October, which is why I included it in the list. But when I checked on Goodreads, it wasn't coming out this year. It's coming out next year. So if it is coming out early for me, then I will absolutely read it. If not, I have a feeling I may have to wait until next year, but I'm still placing it there tentatively because who knows, maybe I'll be surprised and a copy will arrive on my doorstep in October, but there's a slight chance that it might not happen. Another new release that I'm quite looking forward to is Foul Lady Fortune by Chloe Gong. So this is kind of a companion series to These Violent Delights, which I absolutely adored. I read that last year and it was simply incredible. If you guys are looking for a good fall, like cozy read, this one would be great. I think like the vibes really fit the atmosphere that a lot of people are looking for in their fall reads. So this is one that I would really recommend. But this one takes place, I believe, in the 1930s, and it's once again taking place in Shanghai, but we're following Rosaline and she is a spy. So that's something that I'm quite looking forward to. And finally on my list of new release, we have Lore Olympus Volume 3 by Rachel Smith. So I've read the first 2 volumes, really enjoy them. I think the art style is absolutely beautiful, and I am quite excited to get my hands on Volume 3, which I believe comes out mid-October or like beginning of October. So this is one that I know that I will want to read as soon as I get my copy. One of the things that I want to make sure happens this year is that I finish series. You guys may know that I have a goal that I want to finish 25% of the series that I've already started. So I have a couple of like continuation to series that I have started that I decided to add to this list. First of all, we have As Good as Dead by Holly Jackson. So this is book 3 and like the conclusion to the Good Girls Guide to Murder trilogy, and I'm really excited to continue this series and like see where Pip will go. I think this one takes place while she's in college, so that's something that I'm quite interested and intrigued by. I don't know what the plot of this one is, I just know that Pip will have a new case to solve. I am very excited to read it. As always, I am sure the audiobook will be amazing. I love the mixed media format that we've gotten in the last 2 books, so I'm hoping that this one will also feature that. But as for the rest, I guess I'll be surprised, and I'm pretty sure amazed by what Holly Jackson will come up with. Another sequel that I've decided to add to my list is The Crown of Gilded Bones by Jennifer L. Armentrout. So this is book 3 in the Blood and Ash series, and I enjoyed the first one. I didn't love the second one, and this one is going to be what makes it or breaks it for me. If I don't like this one, I will probably be the end of the series, because I've been told that from this point moving forward, things will get very different from what we started the series with. So I don't know. I've heard pretty negative things about the rest of the series from a lot of people who have really enjoyed the first book, so I have hopes that I may enjoy this. This features vampires, which is why I thought it was fitting for this time of year. Time will tell, I guess. Another sequel that I'm adding to my list is A Treacherous Curse by Deanna Rayborn. This is book 3 in the Veronica Speedwell series, and I am excited, you guys. I believe this one will take our heroes to Egypt, which I am quite curious by because I love all things Egyptian mythology or just like Egyptian history. So I am quite curious to see what the author will have done with this one. If you didn't know, this is a cozy mystery series that follows Veronica Speedwell, who is quite the feminist, unconventional woman, and she's solving mysteries with someone who is kind of like her opposite, and there's a romance there, but it's a very slow burn one, and I'm enjoying these. Like, they're fun, they're lighthearted, they also are like quite spooky sometimes. Like, I feel like they just fit the vibes that I would be looking for in a fall read, like a cozy mystery situation. They're great. But yeah, I'm really excited to continue reading this series, and this one is quite short too. I didn't think it would be this short because I feel like the other ones have been bigger, but I feel like this is going to be a fun one, so I'm excited. And I guess the last book on my list who fits this category of like sequels is Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood. So if you guys watched my July and August TBR, you know that this was on there. I didn't get around to reading it in time, but it just came out and I really want to read it. I feel like I might really enjoy it. I've been told that it's quite similar to The Love Hypothesis, so I guess we'll see. I did really enjoy The Love Hypothesis, but I'm starting to get a little tired of Ali Hazelwood always recycling the same tropes and the same material, but we'll see. I have high hopes. Like, I have a feeling that if I'm in the right mood for it, I might just enjoy it, so I am very much looking forward to reading it. I need to read it soon because my arc is going to expire at some point, but anyway, this is one that I am quite excited, especially because I feel like the STEM vibes, like the college setting, is very fitting for the fall season. So I feel like it's going to be the perfect time to read this one. Alright, so I guess the rest of this list is just like random books that I think would be perfect for the fall season. First one of which is Small Spaces by Catherine Arden. I've been told that this is probably the spookiest middle grade book that you could ever find. So I am quite curious. I get scared quite easily, but I don't really know the plot of this one. I just know that there's children on a bus. I think at some point they get stranded somewhere and they are told not to leave the bus, but some children do, and that's it. Like, I have a feeling it might be quite scary, but I feel like I'm going to enjoy this. I think around Halloween it would be the perfect time to read this. So this is one that I'm quite curious to get around to, because I might be scared, but at the same time, if it's really good, I might still very much enjoy it. So I am curious. And also, we all know my love for middle grade books, so I have a feeling that if this one is up my alley, I might really enjoy it. I had to add Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier to my list because, well, I've added it to every single one of my reading lists, I think. So far, like every year I end up adding this book. I never end up reading it, but who knows? I feel like this year might be the year. I really want to read it because I read the first chapter of this for a try chapter tag and I was enthralled by the writing. I just felt like I would really enjoy this, but for some reason I never picked it up. So I feel like this is going to be my classic of the next 2 months. If I don't read it, you can all shame me and unsubscribe because I need someone to push me to read this. I have a feeling that this is one that I will really enjoy, so I just need to get over myself and read it. And also look at this pretty cover. It is absolutely stunning, and we need to get over ourselves and read this book already. So I love me some good Victorian classic stories, and this book is going to be just that for me, and that's The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter by Theodore Rogas. So I think this is going to be perfect for me because it follows the daughters of like very famous characters such as like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. We have Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson who also make an appearance in this. So there's like a bunch of very like famous Victorian characters that are part of this, and I feel like this could be very fun. I know that Riley Marie and Meg with Books really love this, so I'm intrigued, and I've been told that the narrative style of this one is very unique, so it's one that I am desperate to get my hands on and like finally read, and hopefully I will enjoy this because I'm a sucker for anything Sherlock Holmes related, so I have a feeling that I will really enjoy this one. This is another book that I've added to every single one of my reading lists, like my fall reading lists thus far, and it's another book that if I haven't read by the end of the season, you can shame me and unsubscribe from my channel or just push me to read it, because I've had this book for like 3 years and I have yet to read it, and that's Serpent and Dove by Shelby Mahurin. So I don't know why I haven't read this. Like, I have no excuses. I have tried to read this before, and after a chapter I really couldn't get into the book. So let me know if this is something you've enjoyed, but I feel like I just need to get over myself and read this. It's a signed copy. It's a book that I've been meaning to read because I've seen a lot of hype around it, so I have a feeling that this is something that I could enjoy potentially. I know it's about witches in the 1700s, I think, in France, so I don't know, I feel like this could be fun. And we couldn't do a TBR without adding some Disney books to my list because I am trying to read more Disney related things so that I can recommend them to you guys. So I have 2 books for these next few months that I would like to read. The first one being Almost There by Farah Rashan. So this is a new Twisted Tale book. It follows our main character Tiana, which I'm quite excited about. I don't know what the twist of this one is, but I'll have the cover here and you can read it for yourself. But anything Princess and the Frog, you have me there. Like, I am reading it 100%. You guys will be getting a dedicated reading vlog for this one. I just don't know when exactly because I am leaving for Europe at the time that this book comes out, so it might be slightly late. But other than that, like, you will be getting the reading vlog for this. I am so incredibly excited. I think it's the first Princess and the Frog retelling that I've ever seen, so I'm so ready for this. I hope I love it, and I'll keep you guys updated on this one for sure. And the final book on my list is Part of Your Nightmare by Vera Strange. So this is the first book in a series of middle grade books by Disney that are called Disney Chills, and this one is a Ursula or like maybe Little Mermaid retelling. I don't know. I just know that the main villain featured is Ursula. I feel like it's supposed to be kind of spooky, scary, and I think it focuses on the villains. So if I like this one, we'll try to check out the rest of the series, but this is one that I would really like to give a try this season. So that is it for my fall TBR. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys will be reading during this fall season. I am always looking for more recommendations, and I guess that's it, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!